Good morning. It's another day back in the van. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the tree surgeons doing their thing, a stone throw away over there. Well, it was fun yesterday. The battery in the van went and I managed to order a new one. It should be arriving later today. In the meanwhile, I'm having to keep this. This was one of my leisure batteries from the old build, and I've got this rigged up to the main engine battery so that I can still operate my locking mechanism, and at some point, hopefully later today, I'll fit the new battery. Although I'm thinking I might just leave this arrangement going for a while, because I'm not actually running the vehicle at the moment while I'm building it. So obviously I'm going to be draining on the battery. I believe when you put a new battery in, you kind of really need to go for a drive, which would mean packing everything down. So I may just stick with this arrangement for a little while, and then when I need to drive it, then I'll pop the new battery in and off we go. But today we're making progress on the kitchen unit. As you can see, I fitted in this corner piece, and straight away, even without the laminate on, straight away it looks a million times better than the ones I did before. Now I'm just pushing everything into place at the moment. I'm not going to actually attach anything, but this is what I mean by I think I mentioned in the previous videos, I can only get hold of these at 600 wide, and my work surface is going to be about that high. It's going to be about 3 feet tall. So I had to cut another piece of wood, and then I'm going to have to join them together. But before I do that, I've got to determine where the doors are going to go, because I'm going to have to put braces on the back. Right, there we go. That's the other bit put in place. And I've just created a cardboard template that's scribed up to the wall there, and is taken into account the curvature of this thing. So I need to go off and get that final piece, and then I can push this all together, and then I can start figuring out exactly where all the holes are going to go. That'll be fun. Right then, there we go. That's the finished shape, basic shape, with the corner piece thing here. I'm really falling in love with these corners. I think they make the world of difference. They look really good, and obviously when the wood is actually the color it's going to be as well. I'm actually thinking of laminating the corners as well, so the whole thing will be the same color. I'll see, but it should look like curved wood then, because it's like a wood grain that I've gone for. So all I've got to do now is figure out what's going where, and where exactly I'm going to put the doors. Okay, lots more thinking going on here. Now I've got the structure in place. I'm actually thinking in terms of the heater not going there. Thinking about it, it would be much easier to not have that buried away deep in the depths of a unit. So if anything goes wrong with it and I've got to replace it, I've got to take things apart. I think it would actually be a lot easier if I just have the heater under the seat box along with the electrics. That would make life so much easier, because the seat box would lift up and I will have full access to everything. Lots of thought processes going on at the moment, and I think I'm pretty much there now. And what I've got, hopefully you can see this because it's like white tape on a white background, but I've got exact sort of measurements going on here. This needs to be at least 250 wide in order to fit the gas bottle through, but this will be the gas bottle locker. This will be a tambour door. Well, that'll be a tambour door. This will be a tambour door as well, to get access to all of the water systems. And this will be a hole and a shelf for the microwave, and this will just be a general shelf. So it'll be a hole with a shelf inside, like maybe just a single shelf across the middle, and this will be open, so there won't be a tambour door on this. Now the thing with tambour doors is that they're kind of like these pull-up doors, like roller shutter doors, but they have these big rollers that will have to sit. They need the space above it. So this area up here is going to have to be utilised by the tambour door shutters. However, I have figured out that there will be a bit of a spare space here. So with a single piece going up here with the holes cut in for shelving, I could have one shelf that is actually kind of goes down into a kind of a bin, and that way I can utilize that area down there. I think I'm quite keen on that idea. I think it's a really good idea, and it means you can just throw things in and they're not gonna fall out. So I could, you know, keep a kettle or whatever in there, and if I'm driving along, they're completely protected. The only other thing I have realized now, that the original plan was going to be to build the furniture, then take the furniture out, then put the carpet down or the lino down, and then put the furniture back in. I can see from what I've got here, that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. And the fact it's kind of wedged in as well, there are certain obstacles and things in the way, which is actually going to prevent me from taking the assembled furniture out. So although I set out with that intention, I may still be able to do it with the bed and the seat box, but with this, I don't think it's going to work. So what I'm going to have to do before I do anything is disassemble this, take it all down, empty out the van, and I'm going to have to put the new carpet down, and then I'm just going to have to be really careful about the construction. Although, to be honest, all of the cutting and all of the major bits that I'm doing are all being done in the house anyway, so there should be no real reason for me to seriously damage the floor. So I'm going to have to do that. But yeah, the thought process is going on, but yeah, this is looking good, and I'm pretty convinced I've got it right now, and I think this is going to be really, really good. So that's the van cleared out, and I've got all the furniture down. Now, I know underneath this lino, the floor is very, very sticky from the glue that I used to stick it down. So what I'm going to do is I will lay this lino out over the top of the old one, cut it all to size, and then when I'm happy it's the right size, what I'll do is then roll it up and then remove this and then immediately put the new stuff down. And I think that way I'll be able to get the old stuff off without it being too much of an issue, because obviously if I pull this up as it is now, I'm going to be walking around on this glue-like substance, and it's not going to be good. I'll figure it out as I go, but wish me luck. I'm going in. Right, there we go, all done. That's down. It was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be, but this particular carpet was really, really kind of very, very stiff and brittle. So it did break in a few places, but the main, the most important bit is the bit in the middle, because everything around the edges will be covered up anyway. So I just got all this to clear up now, otherwise I can't drive the van. I actually put the new battery in. I decided I would do it because that spare battery was getting in the way. So I put it in, and the van starts up and it's running fine. So I'll probably, if I can clear out all this, I'll probably go and take it for a little drive somewhere, just to get a bit of juice in the battery, make sure everything's fine. And then I think we're good to go, and then hopefully I can hit this again tomorrow. So I'm going to sign off on this video. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Keep your feedback coming. I read everything that comes through, and the only thing is I'm generally running sort of a week behind. So what you're seeing now will be a week behind reality. So I'm just kind of drip feeding the videos out rather than putting them up daily and sort of bombarding you. So if you come up with any suggestions, it might already be too late, but hopefully not, because like I say, I'm just taking my time, pacing myself. I know I said it would be a thing to do through the winter, but I'm just generally chipping away at it when I feel like doing it. So I might get it done a lot sooner, I might not. It all depends on how things go. There's no time limit or anything. Obviously I'd like to have it done by the spring, so then I can start using it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to probably be done by Christmas. A lot of that will be dependent on the weather, of course, as well. But it'll be done when it's done, and I'm just going to enjoy the process of doing it. But there we go. So anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.